I'm making 6 predictions for the comic community in 2025, predictions so out of left field that if they come true, they will completely shock the comic book community. And if they happen, I'm giving away key comics for every single one. Welcome to the Paper Chase channel. This is a not your average prediction video for 2025. I wanted to do something different. The 6 predictions in this video are going to be very shocking if they happen. These are things that are not completely out of the question. If they were to happen, I really think it would kind of shake the community in multiple ways. But to make it more interesting, I thought it'd be fun in honor of me approaching the 5,000 subscriber mark on YouTube. For every single prediction in this video that comes true, I'm going to draw a winner and give away a free key comic book for every single one. So each prediction is going to have a key comic attached to it. If that prediction comes true, I am choosing somebody, a commenter from this video, to win that comic book. So here's how you enter to win. It is very quick and very simple. 1, be a subscriber to the channel. 2, hit like on this video. And 3, you have to comment down below which of these predictions do you think will come true in 2025. It can be none, it could be 2, it could be all of them. That is your entry to win. Let's get into these wild-ass predictions. The simulation's about to get weird. The first wild prediction that I have for 2025 is the Frank Miller surprise. I think Frank Miller is going to release a cover this year that is going to make people say, where the f did that come from? I think it's going to create a lot of buzz. It's probably going to get pretty hot. It's going to sell for 2 to 3 times whatever the cover price is. Now, it's been known for the past few years, Frank Miller's cover and artwork has been completely subpar. Whether it's intentional or not, most people are not liking what he's putting onto comic covers. Now on the side, I think there is a little bit of evidence that suggests this might be a stylistic choice in combination with maybe some just natural mental and physical decline that he may be going through. But watch. This year, watch him release some sort of wild, old-school Frank Miller type cover that completely ignites the comic book market and everybody's going to just flock to it. I would even go as far as to say it's even going to spark the theory or the conspiracy theory that he used AI. Now, as you can see with this first prediction, I do think this is a long shot. I'm not putting money on any of these things that I'm saying, but I think they're just within the realm of possibility. So this prediction giveaway, if this were to come true, I'm going to give away the full Dark Knight Returns Frank Miller series, issues 1 through 4, all first prints. This will be the giveaway if this were to come true. So, going to be interesting to see what Frank Miller brings this year. We'll see. All right, on to prediction number 2 for 2025. I'm going to call this one the Comic-Con Brawl. I think there's going to be an actual physical altercation at a Comic-Con coming up. We're coming off of a year of a lot of drama, a lot of burnt bridges, a lot of negativity, right? A lot of festering anger and, keyboard warriors sitting there fuming about what they read in the comments. I think some of that might transfer over to the Comic-Con floor, and I can see, some words being thrown and some people losing their temper and a fight breaking out. I would not be completely surprised if we hear after a C2E2 or something else that a fight were to break out over line cuts or over something stupid. Now, I'm not saying anybody in particular I think is going to get in a fight. I'm not saying it's going to be a content creator or anything like that, but I can just see in my comic crystal ball here, hey, somebody's going to throw down.
That's it! You okay? Fine.
Avoid it if you can. This is not something I want to come true. And if it does come true, I'm giving away an ASM issue number 298. This is the first Todd McFarlane on Spider-Man. Everybody pretty much knows this book. So there you have it. Prediction number 2, Comic-Con Brawl. Okay, the oddly specific, out of left field prediction number 3 is PGX will quit grading comic books. PGX Grading Company is going to stop grading comic books. They're going to throw in the towel and they're going to say, what are we doing? We're not doing this anymore. When it comes to comic book grading, we are definitely transitioning, I think, into a more responsible era of comic book grading. I think a lot of people were confused during the pandemic, and I think a lot of people graded unnecessary comic books. As far as me personally, of my personal collection, I'm grading less than 1%. And I think that this mindset is definitely transferring to everybody else in the community. We actually kind of work, oddly enough, at like a hive mind. That's why certain things kind of get hot and elevate at the same time, because we're all kind of like on the same wavelength a lot. And so I think there's going to be way more responsible grading, which means all grading companies across the board are going to see less grading. And PGX being at the complete bottom of the totem pole, I think they're just going to get such a decrease in submissions that it's not going to make any sense for them to stay open, and they're just going to bow out. Not to mention, PSA is going to be entering the game, which I think would do nothing but deter more people from going to PGX. I think anybody that was using PGX before they do anything might try PSA, and that also might tie up submissions for PGX. So the giveaway comic for prediction number 3, if this were to come true, I'm going to give away to some lucky commenter subscriber Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man #1 newsstand in a CBCS 9.8. I mean, come on, what are they doing? Like, at this point, it's like it's somebody's hobby. Some rich person who just can afford to lose tons of money. I don't know why they're putting themselves through this freaking torture.
I'm not leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving! The show goes on!
And I'm proud to be an American where it leads.
All right, so 3 down. We're halfway through the list. I mean, how are we feeling? Do you think that these are completely outlandish? Are these, just within the realm of possibility that they could happen? I think so. I think these are the things that we're going to come across, and you're going to see in your Instagram feed or on Facebook, groups and things, and saying like, holy shit, can you believe it? We didn't see this one coming. All right, prediction number 4. This is something I would really love to see. There's going to be a new hit character enter the Marvel universe. So we've seen a lot of good writing that's happened in the past year, but these have all been Absolute Universe, all been, Marvel Ultimate Universe. They've just been kind of revampings and reimaginings of other characters. And this is something that Marvel's done for a long time. They love to recycle and combine characters. The only really new character that's completely original that I can think in recent years is Hallows Eve, and she's a very, very cool character. But I think that there's going to be one that comes out this year, and specifically created by David Dastmalchian. David Dastmalchian is, if you don't know, he's a great actor. He is a huge comic book guy. He's already actually written some of his own independent comic books in association with McFarlane. If you haven't heard, he is actually going to be coming over to the Marvel Publishing and doing a Venomverse and Power Pack. But I'm predicting that David Dastmalchian has a character up his sleeve that he's been holding on to for a long time. If you haven't seen, he's actually done a YouTube interview of his house in his comic collection.
Okay. So this isn't everything, but I've been organizing for a while. I've been collecting since I was a very young lad, about 9 years old, third grade.
And the guy is such a huge comic book nerd. Like, massive comic book nerd. Now he's finally getting to write his own comic books. I think he's got a character that he's been wanting to put into the Marvel Universe ever since he was a kid, and he's going to do that in his Venomverse and Power Pack comic that's going to be coming out. I actually think that because he is such a good writer, this character is going to be good. Now, he is a bit on the horror side, 100% for sure. He is on the weird side, so this could maybe be a character that is on the darker side. If he does create a new character, I really hope it's just not another Venomized form of something or a spider form or something. I really hope he would bring something authentic and fresh to the Marvel Universe. If this one were to come true, the book that I'm going to be giving away, X Factor issue number 6, first appearance of Apocalypse. All right, prediction number 5 on this list. I predict, you know how last year we had X-Men, 130? First appearance of Dazzler was completely the hot book that just stayed on the hot 10 list for forever and was FOMO to oblivion because of Taylor Swift. I think that there's going to be another book like that this year, but it's going to be a Star Wars book. That's right, I think Star Wars is going to have a return to the Hot 10. And I think they're going to have one book that's going to stay on there for a very long time. And that book is going to be Star Wars Darth Vader, number 3, first appearance of Dr. Aphra. You might be asking, why this book? It's been out for a long time. It's been hot for a long time. It's completely cooled off. They're not using Dr. Aphra. Well, they are currently filming Mandalorian and Grogu. This is a Star Wars movie that is due to come out in 2026, and it is 100% in the Dr. Aphra timeframe. Now, I know Dave Filoni doesn't really like to use too much of the legend stuff. He's been known to kind of stray away from certain things. But he will borrow and bring forth characters that he knows will work or that will service the story that he's trying to tell. And I 100% think Dr. Aphra is going to be something that's going to be a very accessible character for him. One, because it's a great character. Two, Kathleen Kennedy. It's something that she would also be for because it's a female version of Indiana Jones pretty much. I think 2025 is finally going to be the year Dr. Aphra enters the Star Wars universe. So my giveaway for the number 5 prediction is Darth Vader number 3, first appearance of Dr. Aphra. All right, one final prediction, last one, number 6. I predict that the president of CGC, Matt Nelson, is going to step down. Now, I'm not talking about quit the company. I'm not talking about leaving CGC. I do think from the little I know and what I've seen in interviews and his history, he really does have a love for the grading process, cleaning and restoring books. And I think that's where his heart really lies at in this whole thing. But I think after the past couple of years, especially after the last year that CGC has had, I think he's going to be willing to step down, return to head grader, and give the president spot to somebody else. And honestly, it might be the best idea for CGC for him to do this. Now, some people might think, dude, are you kidding me? He's going to turn down all of that money to go back to being head grader. Peace of mind and your sanity and your happiness is more valuable than any dollar amount that there is. At least that's how most people feel. He just really seems kind of like, he doesn't seem like a presidential type. He just kind of seems like this, everyday family man that probably values his time with his family. And I think after the very stressful year that CGC is coming off of, I 100% can see him taking a pay cut and going back to head grading, something that would be less strenuous, having a better quality of life, still making more than what he was before he was president, and letting somebody else kind of take the mantle. The big ball drops that CGC has had this past year, I think maybe that they need somebody who's more on the presidential side and less on the comic book side. And this year with PSA coming in, that presidential spot is going to be extremely stressful. They need somebody who really has their eye on public relations and also how to manage a large mass of people. That way that things move smoothly. There's less errors. All that is needed for CGC to be at the top of their game again. Now, who would take the spot? I have no idea. That's way beyond my thought process. But I do think Matt Nelson's going to step down, go back to head grader. Somebody else is going to take the mantle of president, and that's going to allow CGC to not drop the ball so many fucking times. Now, the giveaway for this prediction is going to be a Ghost Rider issue number 1, 9.6 newsstand. First appearance of Danny Ketch Ghost Rider. This is from 1990. Very, very tough book to get in this grade here. This is the giveaway if this one comes true.
Your wish is granted.
This is something I was never really planning on selling. I was kind of proud that I got this in a 9.6, but it is what it is. Matt Nelson steps down. This is going to somebody in the comments section below. So that is my oddly specific, shockingly predictions for the year of 2025. What do you think? Comment down below. Let's talk. What's going to happen? Got to be a subscriber. Got to like the video and say which one of these predictions you think, if any, are going to come true in the year 2025. With all that being said, guys, I appreciate you watching this video. Always appreciate your time. See you on the next page.